In our lives, we are playing an endless amount of games, yet if I asked you which games you're playing in this life, chances are you couldn't mention most of them. And that's because they're designed in such a way to follow the first rule. That rule being, do not let the people who are playing the games realize they're playing them. And once you realize this, you start to unlock the ability to see all the different games we're playing. You begin to see how you're being influenced every single day to make decisions based on other people's thoughts, to act in accordance to other people's whims. See, when I mention games that we play, most people think, oh, I'm playing a video game. Oh, it's time for board game night. But the real power in games is not how much we enjoy them, but how much they can actually change us internally. If you haven't seen, the other day I posted a longer form video based on me just talking about the concept of playing games in our lives. And one of the core aspects that comes out of that is that our ability to learn and evolve through games and play is actually one of the most influential ways that we can progress in our lives while still feeling fulfilled and motivated to continue going down that path further. So going back to what I said, what are these games that we're playing that we do not know about? Well, if we think about it, in every single day, we have so many decisions that we make. We have a limited amount of resources. We then use these limited resources with our decisions and our actions. I'm going to wear this today. I'm going to go here today. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to eat this. And chances are, most of these decisions were not originally yours. You feel like they are, but I can guarantee that they've been influenced by so many other people who have designed systems and games for you to play unwillingly to get you to think the way that they want you to. So let me give a little bit of an example to give some context to all of this. In our lives, we go grocery shopping, so we need food so we can eat. So we go to these shops, we see all the different aisles, and we go, okay, I need pasta from this aisle. So you go into the pasta aisle and you see all of these different options. You go, oh, there's so many, I'm going to grab this one. And right there, you fall in effect into one of the greatest games, the game of the stockist. See, when you're looking at these aisles, there is a couple of levels of these different shelves that actually are indicative of the higher purchase item, the one that gives the most profit, that has the most success thus far. And that's because they're designed around an average person's height. Now, what value does this have? Well, at the end of the day, you're looking at eyesight. You're looking at how far a person will need to look in order to see an item. If it is in the middle rungs, chances are you're going to look at it and go, oh, okay, that's the thing I want, and grab it. But there's also the top rungs. There's the bottom rungs. I can guarantee they probably cost a lot less to get stocked on than the ones in the middle, and that's because the game that we're playing. Now, this is a game devised by the people who are stocking the supermarkets and also the people who are getting their products on those shelves. Billions, if not trillions of dollars goes into this industry to get us to buy the thing that they want. Now, for most of us, this may seem like a triviality, and that's part of the cause of why we don't notice it. Because to us, it doesn't make that much of a difference if we get pasta A versus pasta B. But when you start looking at the end of the funnel, this is millions upon millions of dollars that these people are going to be investing and then making back because that is the game they're playing. We are just unwillingly being the pawns that are getting played. Now, I'm not saying this is good or bad, that's just the way the world is. But the thing is, the games that we play are all around us every single day, and yet we do not notice them. And one of the key reasons why we don't notice them is that of our perception. Follow me with this little experiment. In your house, how many lights do you have? You should know this. You live in your house, you see them almost every single day. How many lights are in your house? See, this is not a question that most people can answer unless they recently have been thinking about, oh, I need to buy this amount of light bulbs, or I need to change the electrical systems. This is something we see every day, but not something that we observe. The human brain is a fascinating thing because we, every single day, take in so much information and process it in a way that is valuable to us, valuable to our survival. Now, knowing how many light bulbs you have isn't going to be important to you unless you need to then interact with the world in regards to that information. It becomes important when you need to know how many light bulbs you need to change. And this goes for most things in our lives. See, our limited perception is not based on what we see, but rather what we observe. There are so many different stimuli that we take in every single second of every single day. So we've evolved as a species to take that information and distill it to the most important aspects, and that's what we process. This is why people like magicians are so good at what they do, because they get you to pay attention over here when they're doing something over here. It's this limited perception and controlling of what that does. And in life, this happens to us daily, but we don't notice it because people have gotten so good at saying, hey, look over here. Don't look at this. So again, I go back to the question from the beginning of this video. How many games are you playing in your life? See, when I had this realization, I started to really analyze all the different ways that people are affecting my life without me even thinking about it. See, I was playing all these other games devised by other people, not realizing that I should be playing my own and actually designing my life based on what I want, not on the actions that other people want me to take. It's one of the reasons why the real life RPG system has been so useful for me. Again, if you don't know what that is, it's a system I designed to help run my life like a video game that you guys can also get for yourself. Feel free to check the link in the description for that one. But throughout all of this, one of the things I found with a lot of people that I talk to about this concept is that they don't know how to turn their life into the game. They don't know how to go past the point of observing these other games and going, life is hopeless. But luckily for you, I have actually gone through this process for the past decade, trying to figure out all the games that I play and how I can actually start influencing my life using gamified techniques in order to help influence the actions that I want in this life, to achieve the goals that I want, and not be ruled by these other games. So if you're anything like me and want to actually design your life around these games for yourself rather than playing other people's games, there's a link in the description below that will help you sign up to a free 2-week tutorial that I've created that will give you daily actions and insights on how to gamify your life, the psychology behind it, and hopefully help you achieve the life that you want to achieve. So again, if that sounds like you, feel free to click the link in the description to sign up to that free 2-week tutorial and hopefully be able to achieve your goals like I have with mine. So moving back into the whole concept of playing other people's games, one of the big questions I've also found from it is, how do I know where the games are? How can I start noticing these games that have spent so much time and effort to not be noticed? Well, the thing is, they're usually driven by a certain person or entity that is trying to get your attention, actions, thoughts to be influenced towards their point of view. See, our individuality is built from the lives we've lived, our experiences, our thoughts, the people we've interacted with, but also what stimuli we've been exposed to. See, we follow these systems that are put in place because they're just how it's always been. We don't question that in which we do not think to question. One of the things that really started to turn the world upside down for me is when I started to question the base morals that I thought were true to me, only to realize that there was someone else's game that very early on they had shared with me and slowly influenced the way that I believe. One thing you can do is that next time you think so strongly about something, stop for a second and think, is this what I believe? Or is this a game that I'm playing for someone else? And that simple question can help you outline where the games are in your life. They could be an advertisement that you see every single day that makes you want to believe, yeah, no, that brand is exactly what I want to wear every day. It could be, oh, I need to try that new snack, it looks really good. Or it could simply be what videos you're choosing to watch on a given day. Thanks for watching this one, by the way. If you want to subscribe, there's a lot more coming. But in doing all of this, start to see the world around you for what it is. A series of games that are being created from everyone around you. And once you can start to notice them, you can start to break them down, seeing what they want you to do. You can analyze whether or not that is a game you want to play, and then start devising your own game based on those decisions. And again, if you want help along this journey, there is a link in the description below that will give you access to a free 2-week tutorial that gives the insights and actionable takes that you can use every single day in order to help develop your game for yourself and not for someone else. So until next time, thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing what games you start creating.